Good day, everyone. Thank you for joining the live session today. My name is Olaumi from Team Consultancy UK. If you know what we do every week, we have this study in the UK Life Clinic, the one you have joined right now, where we just talk about everything studied in the UK, right? So if you want to study in the UK and you are clueless, you don't know where to start from, you don't know what to do, we are here to help you. I would call this a study abroad support system where we hold your hand from the beginning to the very end. We help you starting from your school application down to the visa application until you are successful. So that's what we do. And the good part is that our service is completely free. There is no service charge whatsoever. The people that know, they know already. But in case you're joining this live for the very first time and you have no idea what we do, yes, this is what we do. Or you already know what we do, and in your head, you don't want to talk to us because you feel like, I don't know how much they will be charging. I don't know what their service charge would be. Don't be scared at all. You have nothing to worry about because the service is 100% free. So today I want us to talk about something different. We educate ourselves here on study in the UK, right? Everything you need to know. So if you have no idea before on what to do, if you have been joining our life, you definitely have an idea of what to do. You'd understand a lot of things, the questions you have in mind, and then there was nobody to answer you. You're going to get answers here. So we talk about a lot of topics every week. We discuss your application, your the UK locations, your tuition deposits, tuition fee, your precast interview, your what is it called? SOP, your documentations, a lot of things we discuss here. But today I want us to talk about you. Yeah, you, the students, you heard me right. So we've discussed a lot about these things, but today let's talk about ourselves. And I mean you as the students. So my topic today would be 5 types of study abroad students I meet every week. When I mean every week, I would say day in, day out, the types of student that comes to us. And by the end of this session, I'm very sure that you are going to find yourself in one of these students. You're going to find yourself in one of these 5 categories, right? So today I'm going to talk about the 5 category of students that I meet every week, the 5 types of student study abroad students that we have. I'm sure a lot of counselors are with me on this. A lot of counselors meet this kind of students every week. So now I want you to write in the comments, what type of student do you think you are, even without me starting this conversation, right? What type of student do you think you are? Write it in the comment. I want to see. Yeah. So I'll start with the number one, which is the serial researcher. Okay, so I came up with these names on my own, and that's because of what I see every day, the kind of students I meet every day. So my number one student would be the serial researcher. The reason why I call this category of students serial researcher is because they research a lot. They know everything about studying in the UK. Trust me, they know more than some counselors sometimes. Are you talking about locations? They know. Are you talking about the application of some schools? They know. Are you talking about tuition fee, tuition deposits? They are well informed. So I call them the serial researcher. They know everything, the UK cities, they know every intake, they know about every single scholarships available in the school, right? So they know when to apply. I tell you, serial researcher means somebody that spends their time researching. So they have all the information. They are always very updated. But one thing that baffles me with these students is that when you meet this type of students, They are not ready to proceed. They know everything. And then as a counselor, you are there confused. How are you disinformed? How do you know everything and then you are still yet to make your decision? You're not ready to proceed. So this set of students, you talk to them this month, they are not ready to proceed. You go back to reaching out to them in the next 3 months, they are not ready to go. In the next 6 months, they are still not ready to go. And then I meet this sort of student. Well, maybe not every week, but then again, I have a lot of them. We call them future interests because we don't even know when they'll be ready. And for this serial researcher, you are confused because they know everything. And then as a counselor, you're wondering, why are you not ready to go? Why are you not ready to go? Right? So what I want to say about this is that some of you fall in this category. You've been researching, you know everything, and then you've reached out to a lot of agencies in the past 2 years, in the past 3 years. They are still following up with you, right? They are still checking up on you to see if you have made up your mind, if you're ready to go, but you're still not ready to go. So, one thing I want to say is that research is good, being updated, being well informed is good, but there is no perfect time to do something, right? You're looking for that because you've researched a lot, because you feel like you know a lot, and then, you have all these opportunities in front of you, but you are still looking for the perfect one, right? Oh, this school would have been perfect for me, but you still have those buts. It is not 100% perfect, but you're waiting for the perfect opportunity. Trust me, there is no perfect time to start. You just have to start. There is no perfect time to start. There is no perfect timing. A lot of you are waiting for, I'll wait till when the exchange rate is better. A lot of you are waiting for, I'll wait for when this particular school increase their scholarship. I'll wait for, when this particular school, when they open for these other programs, right? There is no perfect time to start your study abroad journey. If you have checked all your list, right? You have checked all your list and then 70% of your list has been ticked. I'm saying you're ready to go because there is no perfect time to start. There is no perfect time for you to say, okay. While you're waiting, a lot of things are changing every year. Just this year, visa application fee has increased, right? Even if it was just about 30 something pounds increment, but it has increased, and that's something, right? A lot of things are changing. Immigration rules are changing every day, and we all know that it is getting harder, it is getting tough. It is getting tougher every day. So if you continue to push it forward, if you continue to stay updated and you are not acting, you need action. You need to act. Research is good, right? I'm not saying, don't research. Research. I love students that research. I love students that understand this journey as much as we do. But you need to act. If you're not ready to proceed, there's nothing we can do. I'll just always follow up with you and then you give me the same response every time. No, I'm not ready. So please, my serial researcher students, make up your mind to start now because there is no perfect time, right? My second category of students is the London only students. Now, this category of students are divided into two: the London only students and the anywhere else apart from London students. That's why I said this category is now subdivided into two again. There are some students that they are just London only. I met a student, funny enough, in this era of, I don't want London because London is expensive, I sort of appreciate the students that come when they say, I want London. London is where I want. But recently I met a student and then she was just all about London this, London that. She does not want any other school apart from London. But guess what? We begin the process. I asked her for our budget and all of that, and then it was not aligning. The budget she has and then going to London, they don't just align. So I asked her, why exactly do you want to study in London? And then her response was, I heard, my cousin told me. No, That should not be the reason why you want to study in London. London is good and every other thing, but I mean, we all know that London is not cheap, right? At the same time, London is not cheap. It is okay if you have the money, but in this student's case, she wanted London, but she has no idea what the living expenses is. Right? She had no idea that, oh, when I get to, after paying my deposit, when I get to this level, I would have to pay London living expenses, which we all know is higher than outside London. She has no idea. So what I'm saying is, it is okay to want a particular location. Just do your due diligence. Make sure you have all the right information. Make sure your budget and every other thing aligns with what you want. So now to the second category of, I want any other place. I want any other place apart from London. London is expensive and I don't want it. It is okay because you feel like London is expensive. But do you know that some of us can actually afford to study in London, but you don't just want to, just because you have no idea what the actual cost is. The only thing you've heard on the internet, the only thing a friend has told you is that London is expensive, but you are not asking the right question. Now, I'm not even saying go and research. When you come to us, always ask the right questions. You are not getting the cost breakdown. Okay, if I am to study in London and if I'm to study in outside London, what is the difference? Can you give me the cost breakdown? And then when we do that for you, you can now decide, oh, okay, truly I cannot study in London. So the experience I had with this particular category of anywhere else apart from London was, I had a sit down with the student's parents, right? He doesn't want London. He had already gave the parent the same information. And then when we had the meeting with the parent, they were like, oh, they said London is expensive, but would you please just give us the cost breakdown so we can actually compare, right? And then I gave them the cost breakdown. Then the parents were like, well, maybe London is expensive, but by the grace of God, this is what we can actually afford. So his parents can actually afford to sponsor him to study in London. But guess what? He himself does not even know the cost implication. He has no idea what the cost breakdown is. So for that reason, because of what he heard, he has already, have it in his mind that I cannot study in London just because London is expensive. So this is the experience I've had with these two category of students. So if you fall in any of these categories, please ask the right question. Be sure that your budget and every other thing aligns with why you want a particular location, and then note the reason why you don't want a particular location. Let it not be that, oh, what I heard on the internet. Let it not be that, oh, it is because of what somebody has told you, right? Moving forward, the third category of students would be the low deposit hunter. That's what I call them, the low deposit hunter. This category of students, I don't know what to say. From the first conversation you have with this category of student, they just tell you £3,000 or nothing. If it is more than £3,000, I cannot, right? Okay, so I look at this category of students, and then I sit them down to have, like, deeper conversation with them. I want you to be financially ready. You are not ready to study abroad because you have all the documents. Your finances is very, very important. Money is very, very important. So if you think, oh, this is my budget and I'm trying to work with my budget, it is totally fine, right? But this study abroad is, you have to, like, plan very well. It is not just about, I don't want, oh, I just want low deposit. I just want low deposit. I've discussed this here with you that when you compare low deposit and the overall tuition, what happens next? Do you now make an informed decision? Do you now make a smart decision, right? So I've said this here before, but I'm going to say it again for the sake of the people that are joining me for the first time. So we have some schools that, oh, the overall tuition, in fact, we currently have a school that the overall tuition is £10,500, and then the deposit is 50%. So 50% of £10,500 is £5,250, right? And then there is another school option that says overall tuition is £17,000, but you can pay the tuition deposit of £3,000. After £17,000 tuition deposit, maybe you get £2,000 scholarship, and then it brings it down to £15,000. Then you are to pay £3,000 as deposit. It means that you have 12 whooping pounds to pay as balance. So one thing I want students to always know is that your tuition balance is still there for you to pay. You are still owing a tuition balance. So by the time you now compare these two options, a school that the overall tuition is £10,500 and I'm supposed to pay 50% of £5,250 as deposit, right? Compared to a school where deposit is £3,000 but the overall tuition is £15,000. When you are to make a decision, which one would you go for? Which one would be a smart move for you? So right, the low deposit hunter students, we have to have a much deeper conversation with them, because as a counselor, what I'm here to do is guide you to the right path. Even though we know that you're trying to, honestly, I don't even mind if you say, if I go with a school that is 3,500 £3,000, with my budget, with everything that I have with me right now, this is what I'll be able to do, right? If it means that you cannot proceed for that particular intake, or if it means that you have to stretch further, right? You have to seek for more help. You just have to get more money. We just advise you, we just guide you. That's what we do. So because I just want you, as a counselor, I just want you to move and pay deposit, and then I'm not going to explain all of this to you. No, we don't do that over here. At Team Consultancy, your best interest, you making the smartest decision, is what we are after, right? So we are going to break all of this down to you. We are going to explain to you, just so you don't make the wrong decision. It is okay to want a low deposit school, right? But look in between the lines. I mean, read in between the lines. How do they say it? Just make sure you are going for the right thing. You are making the right decision, right? It's not just about low deposit. So this category of students, I call them low deposit hunter. Now we're moving to the the fourth category of student, right? The scholarship hunter. There was a time that I was getting a lot of students that want fully funded scholarship. Guys, if I'm not saying it, not just, of course, every school would have some sort of partial scholarship that you get from the school. In fact, what we do is that we try, when you tell us your budget, we try to look for a school with reasonable scholarships for you, right? Some schools will give you as high as £5,000 scholarship, £3,000 scholarship, £2,000 scholarship. But there are this set of people, I don't know where they come from. They just tell you they want a fully funded scholarship. Fully funded scholarship, really? Okay, now don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this kind of scholarships don't exist. We have some merit-based scholarship you know, for the A grade students, the kind of student that have graduated with first class, all those kind of scholarships. Some schools have this, scholarship for them, maybe up to 50%, maybe up to 70% because of their academic qualification. But there is just this one student somewhere with a third class, and then you want a fully funded scholarship? So I don't know, this particular set of students, you explain to them, okay, this is what we can do for you, but because you are there dreaming that you want a fully funded scholarship, you are just there. So we have this category of students that in this big 2026, they are looking for a fully funded scholarship. So now I'm not saying those kind of scholarships are not available, but we have to be real with ourselves here. We have to be realistic here. Look at the realistic options in front of you. This is what you can get. A school with good scholarships, maybe up to £5,000 scholarship, that okay, at the end of the day, it brings your overall tuition, it brings it lower, and then you can make a move. You can start your study abroad journey instead of you waiting till forever, because you are waiting for a fully funded scholarship that might never come. So I have this category of students out as well. My last one will be the last minute hero. That's what I call them. The last minute hero. These students have been planning to study abroad, right? They've reached out to you. Maybe they are interested in going for September intake. They've started reaching out to you as early as January that year, right? They've started reaching out, you've been talking to them, and then they are just never, they are not sending in their documents, they are not just making that move. They are so slow with the process, and then you are just like, are you not ready to go? Guess what? They want to go for September intake, but by July, ending, that's when they come, or maybe first week in August, that's when they come. That's when they send in their document. That's when they now show readiness. The very last minute, right, guys? Study abroad is not by chance, it's not by luck. It requires a lot of planning. It requires a lot of getting ready. It requires a lot of preparations to achieve success at the end of the day. It's not just something you wake up and be like, next month I'm going to the UK. There is a lot of processes in between. You are going to apply to a school. Thank God we have some schools that their response time is super fast. There are some schools that in 24 hours you are going to get an offer from them, right? But even after you get your offer, you proceed to make your deposit, right? There is a precast interview process there for you. There is, the CAS processing time for you as well. Some schools, when you pay your deposit, it takes about a week or two before you can get confirmation of your payments, before you now start other things. So there are processes in between, right? You can apply for your visa application. Maybe normally your visa is supposed to be out in a week or 2 or 3 weeks, and then a month, 2 months, you don't get a response yet. You don't know if all of these things will happen or not. So yes, this process is not just something you wake up tomorrow morning and say, oh, I'm ready now. My last minute people, please. So this, I'm using this opportunity to call on everybody that wants to go for September intake. We're already at the last minute now. If September intake is your aim, if you aim at studying abroad for September intake, please, if you check the comments, there is a link for you to book a one-on-one video counseling session with you, where we listen to you, where we guide you, where we talk to you, right? Where we just give you clarity on everything, and then you are good to go. And then we can start your process for you, and at absolutely free. You are not paying, you are not paying us any service charge for what we are going to do for you. So please, we are already at that last minute, if you ask me, for September intake. If September intake is what you aim for, please and please send us a message now. Don't be like, you're ready, okay, maybe before you are you are in this category of students, right? But please, now is the time for you to make that move. Now is the time for you to make that move. So I'm going to tell you my kind of students. I've given you 5 categories of students that I meet every week as a study abroad counselor, and then the kind of students I meet every week, right? So now I'm going to tell you my kind of students. I call them the dream students. Can you hear me? The dream student. So if you find yourself in any of the categories I mentioned, you want to make yourself a dream student, right? So now let me tell you about my favorite type of students, which is the dream students. This is what they do. This particular student, they ask questions, they listen to advice, they research, they take action when they are supposed to, they plan financially, and then they start early. Those are my kind of student. Those are my type of students. If you find yourself in the 5 categories I've mentioned earlier, please, you can make yourself a dream student today by not doing those things you've been doing. Maybe you didn't even know the name of the things that you've been doing, but with these my categories that I've mentioned today, you would have find yourself in one of these category. But now you want to make yourself a dream student. So now the thing is, you don't have to be rich to be a dream student. You don't need to have the perfect grades to be a rich and to be a dream student, yeah, right? You just simply understand that study abroad takes planning, it takes preparation, and then now you have planned yourself, you have prepared yourself, and then you are on your way to getting the right help, the right support that you need to study in the UK, right? One thing I want us to take out of today's session is number one, I want you to identify yourself. Which of this category of student are you? The serial researcher, the London only student, the low deposit hunter, the scholarship hunter, or the last minute hero? Which of these categories are you? Or are you now planning to become the dream students? Right? Are you planning to become the dream students? One thing I want you to do is please, I'm sure you find yourself in those categories that I've mentioned earlier, but you need to find your way to becoming the dream student. It is not about having all the money. It is not about having the perfect grades, like I said earlier. It's just about getting the right support, planning, and knowing that I should start early. So right now, if there's one thing I want us to take away from this is that studying abroad is not about luck. It's about a lot of preparations. It's about a lot of, determination, being ready to proceed. You don't have to be the richest, you don't have to have the perfect grades. You just need to be ready to proceed. You just need to be ready to start. So I've been getting my last minute Euro students. I've been getting a lot of messages lately that, oh, can I still meet up for September 2026 intake? Can I still do this? Can I still do that? Yes, guys, you can still meet up for September 2026 intake. If you send us your documents, we can start your application for you ASAP, and then we'll get an offer ASAP. I'm trying to check the comments if I have any question. All right, there's no question here. So if you send in your document to us, we're going to start an application for you. So guys, I don't know what location you want to study in the UK, but we can apply to any school of your choice. Okay, so if you already have a school in mind, right, we can apply to your school of choice. If you don't have any school in mind, don't worry. We have the perfect recommendations for you, and then we try to work with your budget. So as a counselor, I'm not just, pushing a school to you. I ask you questions and then I recommend to you based on the responses I've gotten from you, right? Your budget, your qualification, your cost of interest, and all of those things. Those are the informations we put together to now recommend a school that fits you. You know that studying abroad, the UK study abroad system, the process is about alignment. Everything needs to align, everything needs to be perfect, right? Perfect does not mean you are a first class student. Perfect just means that you know what you're doing. Perfect just means that your application from the very beginning, everything is good. And how do you achieve this? You can only achieve this by getting the right support. So here at Team Consultancy, this is what we do. We are your study abroad support system. We support you from the beginning till the very end, right? That is what we do, and then we do this without no extra cost at all. We're going to be doing something different next week. I'm going to have a visitor here. I'm going to have another counselor here for you guys next week, so that you are not just seeing my beautiful face alone. You can also see the other people that are behind Team Consultancy, those counselors that are there to always respond to you. And I'm going to announce again, when you book your one-on-one session with us, always make sure that you are available at the time you booked. So that's why we allow you to book it by yourself, so that you know when you are available, and then you know when you can attend the meeting. Don't let us join a meeting and then you are not there, please. Always find time, always be available, always book that session when you know that you are going to be available for our session. So today, I'm sure we have taken, a lot. Today is an interesting session. No, no a lot of, oh, your application, your this, your that. So today I made it about you yourself as the student. I'm telling you what you're doing unknowingly. So every category of students, you just see that you are doing these things, right? But you are not exactly aware of what you're doing. So today I'm just here to tell you what you are doing. As a counselor, this is what I see every time. So, guys, this is where we'll be ending today's session, and then be sure to see me again next week for another interesting session. Thank you.